We're here today. We're here today and we free. Hallelujah. Hey, keep up. My name, nigga, what?
Damn, Missy Mari got me.
What it do? It's your boy Shawd, head of Unlimited Corpse. Alright, I gotta do that shit. Yo, what it do? Back again with another one. Unlimited Corpse. Well, what is it? 6 of us. 3/6 of us. Unlimited Corpse. And we're coming today with a banger. No YT Playboy J, but a banger. Pretty much how we come is we are gonna give you some, our opinionated games for these consoles, generational consoles.
consoles.
PS4, Xbox One. So I'll let you start off. I'll kick it off with you. Right?
First one on my list, I'm gonna have to say Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2? How come?
Which y'all have seen on my list of games that should be on the next console. Cause Dishonored 2 was just fun. You could either play as Corvo or you could play as his daughter Emily. And they had a play style where pretty much if you play as Corvo, you get the same abilities as the first game. Or you can go with his daughter, a whole bunch of new abilities, get a new feel of the game, and just have fun.
That game was hard too. You cut people's heads off, throw them around.
The combat is different. The story is always I like the first story, and this one's story was definitely amazing, especially if you play it through with both of them, just seeing what happens differently. So
I never played the first one.
The first one was cool.
I started off too.
The first one was cool.
You wanna go? You go? I'm gonna go with definitely NBA 2K16 to come out for the PS4 and the Xbox One. By far, it was a start of the new generation. Because 2K was the older 2K, okay, I can say 2K. The parking started in 2K14. 2K15 was kind of glitched out. People was making demigods. People would get mad, go to the back of the court, throw the ball behind the backboard, and it gets stuck. That's why I stopped playing 2K15 on the park. But 16 was it was moderate. The parks were good, the builds were good. Everything was balanced out. So you wasn't really worried about. You could pretty much, your play style really depend on how good your character was. So most people now, what 2K's now is it's like anybody can do anything. Freaking 5'4" person can dunk on it.
You can be a big man with a 45 3 ball in green.
33. I seen it because I was one of them.
Splash.
I'll go with my first game coming from Xbox, Sunset Overdrive, because
That was heat.
the second half of that game is official. Especially the first 2 years, I think it dropped on Xbox. First 2 years of it coming out to 2016 or 2015, 16, whatever. But it started it off fresh, and we haven't got a new Sunset Overdrive since then. No DLC, no nothing. Since 2015, 16, and it's 2020. It's been about 4 years. And if Xbox wants to keep up with PlayStation 5, we need some more IPs.
That's your banger.
It was like Dying Light. It was like Dying Light with the parkour, but crafting your own guns like Dead or Alive.
Not Dead or Alive.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Dead or Alive?
No, it is Dead or Alive.
Not
Dead or Alive is fake, man. Yeah, it's
You're talking about Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Where you can run around, change clothes and all that.
Dead Rising, where you can craft your guns.
weapons. You can make electric punching. That's another game that was really
Yeah, I forgot.
interesting. There was another game that was interesting.
You can get the paddle and get 2 chainsaws, put them on the paddle.
I didn't even think about Dead Rising.
That was 20. I think that's another Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
That needs to drop.
But they dropped it for the consoles. They dropped it. It came on PS4.
Same thing with Tomb Raider 2, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, Sunset Overdrive, second half, if you haven't played it, you know what I'm saying, before these next console drop by November, make sure you go ahead and try it out, man. Get to that second half. And doing the first half, because the first half is boring. Once you get to that second half,
It's
it
slow.
picks up.
The next one, I gotta go with Resident Evil 7. or most people don't know, Resident Evil Biohazard, that introduced the whole first-person shooter and just pretty much gave a twist on Resident Evil, you could say. Because it's like all the enemies in that game weren't just no regular type zombies. They was
They
was pressure.
yeah. By far, what's that? Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Anything's better than number 6. Yo, number 6 will kill one, and it will turn into something bigger every time.
And you would run into glitches where you would get no ammo.
No, no ammo. That shit was trash. But 3 was fire. I like 3. 3 probably my top.
7. That first person shooter. That was different. Especially you had one dude chasing you around the house the whole time, and he was pretty much just eating bullets.
I seen the whistle. Did I watch you play that? Oh,
Is it 7 or
Dash you
remastered?
play that.
Biohazard.
7 Biohazard. The one
that introduced the first person.
where they in that house.
Right in the house.
The cop come up to you. What happened?
There's a shovel to the dome. Roll the clip.
First of all, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do Outlast 2. Was that 2?
That was 2. You definitely watched me beat 2 instead of beating
Bro, I
yourself.
went to go play Outlast 2. I was live streaming. I got to a part and my power cut out in my house. That's when I deleted it. That was the scariest moment in my life. But
Just getting chased by the lady with the
with the little
scythe.
big,
Yeah.
She's like, where are you? She found me, it swung, and the power cut out. I lost my mind. And I was in the basement too. It was, alright, when I'm at my turn, I had to go with The Last of Us. Not even, just the series in general. Playing The Last of Us Part 1 was amazing. Getting to see like a different, who's that made by? Naughty Dog?
Yeah.
Naughty Dog? Getting to see how they pretty much went from Uncharted to like how The Last of Us looked, like a scary survival game, pretty much. It was kind of crazy to see like the graphics. The graphics were good, like amazing on the first one, to the point you felt like you was in the game. Like it felt like VR almost. The second one was amazing, disappointing, but amazing.
Well, the ending is disappointing.
But I feel like that was a really good game. Like the whole series was a good game. Part 1 was good story mode wise. But online's a bit slow because like you can't run unless you're a real fiend and you know what you're doing. But you can't run because everybody's looking at your footprints, waiting for somebody to run. But part 2 didn't have no multiplayer, but that story mode was from the beginning to almost the end. It was good. I would recommend it. 8.5 out of 10.
6 because the ending. The ending.
You played it first?
What was that?
Last one. I ain't played it. That game's fire. First one.
I didn't play either one of them. I'm not playing the second one. I'm not playing the second one, and the first one I didn't even have a PlayStation 3. I sold my PlayStation 3.
But the whole time, hunting down this man.
It came to. Wait, you know I didn't have it for.
Oh yeah, you
I
did.
didn't have it for, and I'm not ready to pay $60 for a game that dropped a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Just because it's remastered, like now, but I'm cool for it.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, no, I left Last of Us out of here. That's why it's not on my list, even though it's pretty much the game of this whole. Nah, it didn't. Last of Us 1 didn't drop on this. It was the game of last gen. So, but
I mean, I was say it remastered though.
and the remaster don't count because the first game still came out on
PS3.
yeah. My second game is Infamous Second Son.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, I don't even remember my life on that game.
Wasn't that one of the first games that dropped?
That was one of the first game, like PS4 was on the first.
And it was hard because you can use a touchpad.
Yeah, you can use the touchpad. Like, plus you had basically it was like an X-Men game because you had a bunch of powers.
You can
like
spray.
boost,
You can spray paint. Like
do all of that stuff.
your chromatic level depended on what you wanted to spray paint. It could either be some like influential propaganda or something really negative against the government.
So that's how you mean? Because I know like your level, or how bad you were and all that. It used to be like how people treated you in the streets and like your powers would turn red or blue.
Yeah, it was still like that. Cause he got like when he was evil, his smoke was like a darker red. Besides, like when he's good, it's like a lighter orange.
Now this may be nostalgia talking, but I don't remember any bad thing really about that game. I mean, I know
The DLC was bad.
I don't know. You tweaking, folks.
It not bad, but they could have.
The DLC was better than the regular game.
I'd rather play with another character rather than Fetch. She has an interesting backstory,
That
but
was fire, bro. Better than the main character. She was awesome. That's dope. It's satisfying to see that the colors and all that stuff is popping, especially when he's moving. Everything's so dark and all that stuff. And every other game is dark and gritty and all that stuff. It's just to be able to have a lighthearted, fun game. Well, it ain't not violent. It's punching, beating on people, but not that violent. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fun, you know what I'm saying, a little beat 'em up. It's not really a beat 'em up, but the story was
you're
great.
a hero. You could be a hero, or
Everything
you
was
could.
great about the combat. Everything was just good. It was innovative for its time. I mean, not innovative, that's the wrong word, but it was a really good game.
It was
Especially coming off the back of the first Infamous, which was really good as well. So, you know.
I feel like
Infamous is a good franchise, and I hope they continue with
that.
next gen.
I feel like Infamous was good. Like for it to first start out to come to like the consoles first, like when the first new console, like the PS4 and then dropped and all that.
It was a good.
That was a good start out for somebody that like say if you never had a console and you wanted to like start out on a game. That was a good game to start
Like
out
the
with.
people who probably like watch YouTube, probably watch gameplay of like Infamous on PS3, and they were like, "I'm getting a PS4," and here this is coming out. Yeah.
Fire.
My next game's gonna have to be Detroit Become Human. It was a game I slept on rather until I actually played it, because of course you're not really doing much. It's really a decision-based game, but just to see how each character you play with, any mistakes you made could it's either gonna kill you or it can progress you further in the story. And the route I took, I think I made equal rights between like humans and robots. Yeah, I made the equal rights between humans and robots, but one of my characters did die because I made the wrong decision and I surrendered to the
Full double.
Ain't got me tight. I said move.
I made the wrong decision and she died. But
Oh. Hey yo. This man said his character died. You wow. Don't cut that out.
But yeah, overall, it's a good game. If you like decision-based games and games that are potentially like you make the wrong mistake, then your character dead. Like, and you have to. It's not like you fail, you restart. The character's dead for the rest of the game.
That's
And that's a long game. You don't want to restart.
to be honest, that game was better than was it New Dawn? The other decision-based game. Until Dawn. Until Dawn started off too slow. It started off technical. It started off.
Detroit Become Human. You can play as
It started,
Connor.
yeah, and it started quick. It started quick a little bit. Until Dawn, you gotta sit there and move them into the cabin. They don't really pick up to like.
Connor, you was going around solving. You were solving murders. You had to make them tell the truth, see if they were lying, just interrogate them.
But that was fire. He's on you, me.
What is he doing?
I'm gonna have to go with Life is Strange 2. I might have to go with Life is Strange 2 because it came on the PS. Life is Strange 1 came on the PS4 too, but it started on PS4. But Life is Strange series, I guess, was immaculate. Fire. You played it? You played it? You played it?
I played it.
You played it.
It was a good game.
Boy. Yeah.
It was definitely.
Yeah.
It was different because it's like I didn't really expect it.
That was a good decision-based game too,
Yeah,
though.
I wasn't really expecting her to just develop like.
Powers and all that. What was so fire that was about it is if you messed up on a decision, you can rewind time to do that decision again.
Couldn't do that.
You couldn't get into Tribune? No, you definitely couldn't.
Something bad happened.
It's just life. Like, but hers was fire because you could just go back. You can go back in time, fix it, and it'll be like normal, but it'll be a different outcome. But the thing is about bad decisions is it's still like progress. Like it didn't like stop you and like fail.
Yeah.
You still progress or whatever happens on from there. Like you could make a bad decision and that could end up killing you. That's life. It's tough. But I'm gonna go with that. It was a short brief. The graphics were amazing on that one too. That was like, but it was like low tone, right? Like it made you feel sad every time you look at it.
Yeah, when something happened.
Yeah. That's one of them games.
And that's one of my infamous. Going with another game that got mixed reviews. Batman Arkham Knight. Simple. Alright, so listen. Here's why I picked Batman Arkham Knight. I couldn't pick City because that dropped in on Xbox 360. So I couldn't pick the other one. What was the third one? Arkham Origins. It was garbage.
Yeah, if you played Origins, then I don't.
Which one was that? What happened in that one?
Bro, nothing.
It was you got it was like 7 mercenaries.
That was that one?
It was like 7 mercenaries. You had to fight Bane. I think it was Talia Ghul. You had to fight
Deathstroke. Deathstroke was like the face of it though.
Yeah, it was Deathstroke. You had to fight against Firefly. Some other weekend.
No, Firefly was Arkham Knight.
That one was trash.
That was Origins. The fight scene on the like on a not a train. It was like a rooftop or like a bridge. That's what it was. Something like that. I forgot what it was. For Firefly, but Arkham Knights. So Arkham Knights was a very different take on the game because it was a psychological on top of the already good combat / repetitive combat from the Arkham series. But it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Arkham series have got good combat, so why don't they change the combat?
Didn't introduce the Batmobile. That's
Yeah, no, that's why we got mixed.
Is it the one where you drove in the Batmobile in that little
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry on the camera.
It was like 50%, 40% of the game was you fighting tanks in the Batmobile, and it was way too much. So that's why a lot of people didn't like the game. So they introduced the Batmobile, but then they overused it pretty much. But the storyline was actually really good. I mean, I guess that was a way for them to try to be intuitive with the combat system by adding the Batmobile, but it was way too much and way too repetitive.
Right.
But you know, it may seem like I got a lot of bad to say, but. It was a fun experience.
That was the most comic accurate game.
It was.
Well, not it was comic accurate, but like some things that happen in the comics, you know, with Barbara Gordon and stuff like that, and what happened to Robin, that a lot of people really don't know.
I'm gonna let you rock.
A lot of people don't know.
I'm gonna let you rock. I ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock. Alright, but yeah, no. Like I said, the story was amazing. The combat was amazing, except for Batmobile for 50% of the game. What was it?
Especially the end of the game.
The side missions, of course, are always decent, always good. You know what I'm saying? It wrapped up the story pretty much very nicely. Not wrapped it up, but did it justice. Because I still think that it's more to come, especially if you watch DC fandom, then you will know that it's another Arkham game coming. But it's not focusing on Batman. It's focusing on Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, and Barbara Gordon. So those 4 characters.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I think that's
Arkham Knight's
cool.
gonna be fire. It's dropping next year, like mid next year probably, and that's gonna be an amazing game, of course. I can't wait for that game to
I'm
drop.
gonna be running Red Hood.
So simple.
My next one, Uncharted 4.
Pressure.
Good wrap up on the Uncharted series for Tim Drake. No, I said Tim Drake. Nathan Drake. My fault. Oh, what happened? I'm good.
I'm alright.
But yeah, the graphics were amazing. The storyline was amazing. Introducing his brother. Of course, the fighting mechanics, just the combat, and just in total, I really like that game.
So far.
That game, you can really shoot at him.
I feel like everything but that one puzzle, and I can't think about that puzzle. That puzzle was trash. One I was stuck on, you were stuck on at the same time.
Oh, the one at the beginning of the game in the at the prison. Oh yeah.
Where you gotta like match it up.
Yeah, you gotta match
You gotta
it.
keep going
Match
on.
the symbols in the wall
That one.
and line up. Yeah, that.
How could you figure that out without YouTube? How? How?
Yeah, because literally the symbols looked alike, and like I was sitting there putting it in, and I'm like, I was just wrong.
Bro, how? That makes no sense. That puzzle made no sense.
But it was definitely it's definitely a fun game because it pays homage to other games because you could play. In the beginning of the game, you could play Crash Bandicoot and literally keep going. If you didn't die, you could keep going and keep playing Crash Bandicoot.
So fire.
The
You said homage?
Yeah.
Homage. My bad. I was stuck on that. You said homage?
Yeah. Like homage or homage. I don't know how it's said. I've heard it said both ways.
I'll make sure, my boy. I'll return to Emmanuel Hudson, my boy. Or is it Philip? Is it Philip the one that's on TikTok? It's talking about the friend that be putting up on her face, bro. I'm ready to renew our friendship, my boy.
Hey,
What
yeah.
is it? What is it?
What?
What's the word? What?
It's homage. Homage.
Man, I don't really care. You know,
Yeah, I forgot. I'm Gordon Ramsay right
Yeah,
here.
we got Gordon Ramsay in
yeah.
life.
Okay. Don't become.
What are you? An idiot sandwich. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna have to go with. Hold on. Yo, wait, I gotta look. I'm gonna have to go. Woo!
An idiot sandwich.
I'm gonna have to go. What the? I'm gonna have to go with Days Gone. Overall, good mechanics. The bike is probably the only thing I didn't like about it. Cause
Drunk.
Yo, like
Drunk. You're on a fuel in 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. And then like it was OD hard to find fuel. There's no fuel at the gas station. Like the fuel was in miscellaneous spots, like
I don't even wanna
in a
go there.
cave by a lake. Why would it be there?
In that cave, 50,000 zombies.
A horde. I'm not. But
And
if you
toward you.
if you progress in a game and you get more weapons and all that, the game's fire. I think what's so fire about it is you can go to certain cars. You can go to certain cars and you can lift up you can lift up the hood, take their muffler out,
Yeah.
and you can
put
put
it
that
on
as
the
suppressor.
side.
The only thing that was bad about the suppressor, well, it was pretty logical. It break.
After 3 shots.
He had 3 shots, but that was fire though. That was actually a good concept. That game overall was nice.
Think about it. That's stole.
Yeah, that's definitely.
They definitely stole.
Definitely took that. That was. But overall, Days Gone was a good concept. Like it was. That was a nice little game. Like the way everything was laid out, set up.
Different zombies. We used to only a couple zombies running at you. That game, the whole pack.
That game is how I thought DayZ was gonna be like.
Oh yeah.
Like DayZ had the concept from the movie, but the way how like they was in hordes and caves and all that, and like the maps like because DayZ was small. That was like just straight
You mean DayZ or World War Z?
World War Z. What is DayZ?
DayZ is the one that we played and we thought it was gonna be fun.
Fire. Trash.
It was gonna be fun until we died and lost all our stuff. And when we loaded into that one server, I had a whole bunch of stuff, but we ran
That
into
game's
fiends.
trash. But World War Z is what I meant. Because World War Z was like just straight arena. Like it was just like boards that you had to complete mission wise. And then Days Gone was nice though. Because the horde of zombies, you always had a different challenge. Either it was doing stealth, trying to sneak past an enemy or zombie. Or it could be in the same area sometimes, like where you gotta interact, be like a horde of zombies, you gotta sneak around.
Sometimes you can get captured and they take all your stuff.
Yeah,
you gotta sneak
take
around.
all your stuff.
You gotta get your stuff back.
Get your stuff back. That Days Gone was a fire game. Couldn't play it long because I got stuck. So I quit. I deleted it. I gave up fast. Okay.
Alright, what's the next? What's the 4th pick in the NBA draft? The GH Nation selects the greatest fighting game of the past 10 years. Dragon Ball FighterZ.
I knew he was gonna say. You've been waiting to say
Ain't
that.
no game compared to Dragon Ball FighterZ in the past 10 years
Well,
fighting
most
games.
games aren't even designed how Fighter Z is anymore.
Because that shit is trash, folk.
Be honest with you. Okay, no, the only decent game that dropped was Injustice 2 that could compare to to what's the name? I mean, it's a 2D fighter, but then you got
you mean versus wise?
yeah, it's fighting game.
Fighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2D fighter. You know what I'm saying? You can call in your supports, which I think it's Justice. No, Justice never had that. So yeah, Justice couldn't do that. Yeah, Justice couldn't do that. And Justice 1 and 2 didn't do that. I thought 1 did for a little bit. They took it up, but they didn't.
The only thing that comes close to having support characters is Mortal Kombat.
And that's like the
Nah,
older one.
No, the reason why you can get support, but it's not like you can physically see the character. You can just
Yeah, I'm talking about like support how you can like.
call them in and yeah, that's like the older one. That's 9.
Yeah.
And in general, you got from the mechanics, from the Dragon Rushes, from the mechanics to I forgot what it's called. I think it's something else rush. It's another rush thing where you basically burst rush. No, is it not burst rush? I forgot. Basically, you hit all your buttons and then you go red and you basically get your health back. You do more damage with the less characters you get, the longer it lasts. That whole thing, that mechanic can turn the tide of a fight. So it's a very skill-based game. So if you don't know mechanics, you're not winning at all. It's versus somebody that knows even a little bit about the game. It's not like Mortal Kombat where you can get lucky. It's not like Injustice where you can get lucky. If you don't know even just the random button layout, you're gonna get worked.
Especially if somebody who uses scrolling.
That's in general.
DBS Broly.
Especially Broly though. Especially Broly and UI Goku because he just dropped. Master Roshi dropped him. You don't know what he's on top about. But it's a lot of characters, you know what I'm saying? Especially based on Vegeta, based on Goku. Super Saiyan Goku has been good since the game dropped. It's been a top tier character pretty much. Amazing. It's just a lot. I mean, that game's just a fire. It's like I said a fire. It's just fire. Can't any fighting game compare in the last 10 years unless I'm missing something, which 100% I'm not. Unless you count Smash Bros, which is good, but not as good as Melee, and not as good as the Wii one.
I feel like Smash Bros could do so much better if they put it on other consoles, but I know that would never happen.
Man,
If we had other console games, Zelda would be in my list right now.
what's Zelda?
The newest one.
Is that Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
The world where I said the world.
Tweaking, folk. I'm gonna watch him saying that. I'm not talking to him. I've not even been watching videos. Why am I saying
Saying
folk?
that for a week.
Oh, well, folk.
So we're gonna watch a Reggie baby.
I definitely watch it. I ain't never watch it. But no, yeah, basically, Fighter Z, amazing. Can't nobody see me. Simple.
Adam at scrap.
Here we go. Here we go.
None of my names on it.
Last game. The best game PlayStation could have even nabbed Spider-Man.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think that's the best game PlayStation got?
It's one of the best games they got.
Yeah, one of them, definitely. That was one of my list.
Fully done.
Yeah, I'm fine with that though. I got a better game. They dropped the same year.
Okay. Oh, but no, Spider-Man was just overall a good game. Just the storyline was different than most Spider-Man games would go. The combat and the different gadgets you can get, it's pretty much its own game. Just the web swinging in general, you literally had to be near something. You're just not into the sky. You're just web swinging on the clouds. You actually had to be near a building. Graphics were pretty cool. The DLC was fun. They could have did better or something with it, but it was still fun. The different suits. I got the Spider-Man. I was running around with Spider-Man suit. He got a cyborg arm and eye. So yeah, actually have a funny story. They had dropped. I stayed home pretending I was sick. Then they sent my friends all snaps while I was home playing the game. Y'all at school? I was playing Spider-Man. Mom, I'm sorry if you see this.
She gonna call you. So you think it's a game?
I had to play that Spider-Man game. I was actually working at Target when it dropped. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hid.
You was working in the tech department.
Yeah, I was in electronics. I was in the back. They they had an Xbox. They was specific for Black Friday, and they dropped what was it? A Spider-Man bundle, like PlayStation bundle.
PS4.
And I was gonna buy it, and I was like, I got a little bit of cash. I'm just not saved up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like $20, but still, I was like, you know what? So they was like, don't hide nothing, don't don't do none of that. I legit whole time I took the whole PlayStation, put it all the way in the back. I put it in the back room behind some stuff because I had the keys and all that stuff. I was official, you know what I'm saying? But I had it hidden, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, you know what? I really don't want this. And then I bought it back. I was like, I want last PlayStation. Who want it? And then everybody was like, me. And then he bum rushed me.
For real?
Hey, yo. They're like, me. I was like, I was looking like Oprah, pointing at everybody. It's crazy. You had to throw me a deal. I was gonna need 500. I don't got no game. I'm out. All right, bet. So I'm gonna go ahead with 3.
I'm gonna go shit.
All right. So speed round. 3 Scraps Tops picks the 3 games on his list. Bars. So the sleeper agent of the bunch is Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't know if I said that. No, I didn't. Out there, I did. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It dropped around the same time as the movie. It was the game version. It wasn't a good game, but it was super fun. You know, you had to fight. You got to fight a bunch of people. By Carnage, Electro, the Shocker. I mean, you had so many different Spider-Man suits. I mean, it was just a fun game, and it wasn't too serious, nothing crazy. It wasn't a franchise, so they could do whatever they wanted with it.
I played that one. I think I just watched somebody play it.
No, it was really good. I rented it from I think it was Redbox. Shout out Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order. It was an amazing game. I never got to play it. I only watched it. Actually, no, I don't know. My friend's house and played it, but I didn't get to play the whole game myself. But the story was nice. It was fun from what I did to get to see it. But I watched the whole story. I watched the whole story. I like the story.
It was
Then at the end,
the game
spoiler
was
alert if you haven't watched it or if you haven't played it already. Darth Vader came, so it's still room to do another game, which they're 100% gonna do. They're gonna stretch it out to do like 1 or 2 more games.
So it's gonna be a game, or you think they're just gonna drop DLC?
No, it's gonna be a game. Phil's DLC that dropped about now. That game dropped in like February. Dropped like earlier this year.
Yeah, I definitely forgot about that too.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
If those DLC that have been dropped, they've been had some plans. So it's gonna be a whole new game, so they can do $60 out to everybody. It's maybe 100 if you stupid, but really good game, really fun game, really good story, and you know what I'm saying, Darth Vader. And it was a big reveal too. Darth Vader coming was crazy, so that was awesome. And then my official pick, God of War 2018. Now God of War 2018, I didn't have a PlayStation.
It's a different take on God of War.
But I got a PlayStation, and I went back and played it. Now that game, huge, for real though. But like, no, God of War was amazing. The story was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Got different mythology instead of just being in Greek mythology. Went to Norse mythology, and at the end we got teased with a little Thor. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about Odin pretty much the whole game. They identified. That his son was technically a frost giant, aka Loki, and that was basically his whole shtick. So basically, Thor's brother was technically. I mean, and then plus, I think I really liked it because it spurred me to look up more into Norse mythology with everything. Because you know what I'm saying, watching Marvel and all that stuff, these characters are not the same at all. They're pretty. The lore and all of it behind every character is very different. So that's also, you know what I'm saying, I'm always trying to learn, can never be complacent. Because when you become complacent, you become lazy and stagnant. You always want to grow. Because if you ain't going forward, you're going backwards. So, it's not anything that makes me learn something, anything that makes me grow, I'm all for it. So that's why it's my game of this generation, is God of War. It's from the old generation. It innovated. It was a single player game, no multiplayer, which is another great thing about it. I think it actually won Game of the Year.
Just like one of them became multiplayer. One of them were multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm not just specifically the 2018.
Yeah.
It wasn't no multiplayer. It was a whole single player, and everybody loved it. It was raving reviews, and it left a good taste in everybody's mouth. And it was honestly one of the main reasons why Xbox is worse than PlayStation when it comes to exclusives. But I mean, other than the fact that PlayStation is focusing on games and Xbox is focusing on everything else with these consoles, because Xbox was winning and now they're losing again. It was PlayStation 2, then Xbox 360, Now it's like PS4. It's probably gonna be PS5 unless Xbox gets some good IPs. I mean, or they, I really don't know what else they could do because their controller's better off rip. I mean, ain't really much that can happen, you know what I'm saying? But, whatever. So those are my picks. That is all. That is my whole list, actually. I think I ran through my whole thing unless somebody else took one of mine. That's pretty much all of my list. So that is the end of this video. If you liked it, like it. Share with Wave, share other cool things. Also, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, become notification squad.
Become a part of the family.
Go on Instagram, watch the whatever videos and skits that we will be posting because we're trying to post consistently on there, but you know.
Things happen.
Yeah, whatever. So, yeah. Stay tuned on Instagram, stay tuned on YouTube, and everybody else's page and stuff like that will, you know, be in the description below. Yeah, basically it. You know what I'm saying? And
Word of the day.
so, ain't no word of the day on this channel. I'm glad to go to the Scrap Manders page to get that. You know what I'm saying?